Hola y buenos días. Soy el señor Morris. ¿Cómo están? Today we'll talk again about all of the things that we've been discussing so far in Spanish. And we'll talk about some of the other family members who we haven't named yet. But let's start off with our canción de saludos, or our greeting song. I'd like you all to sing along with me, so I shall tell you, canten conmigo. Buenos días, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Muy bien, gracias, muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted? Good morning, how are you? How are you? Very well, I thank you. Very well, I thank you. And you. All right, very good. You guys keep practicing that song in your classrooms if you get a chance. It'll help you go over some of the things that we talk about. Now, I think that I saw Paco here before we started class, and he said that he wanted to ask you all some things. So, Paco, ¿dónde estás?
Hola!
Oh, Paco! Hola, Paco!
Hola!
Now, Paco said that he has some questions that he'd like to ask you, so let's go ahead and see. Paco, did you have a first question? What's that?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? Hey, that's a very good question, Paco. And you know, it's one that I've asked the students several times. Do you guys know how to answer that question? ¿Cómo te llamas? That's right. You say, me llamo, and then you give your name. Like I would say, me llamo Roberto Morris. He'd say, me llamo Paco. So you say, me llamo, and then you say your name. All right, muy bien. Oh, yeah, what's that? Oh, Paco says that he has another question to ask you. Paco, what's your question?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Yeah. Now remember that you can answer that question in one of three ways depending on how you're feeling. If you're feeling pretty good, you can say, estoy bien. Yeah, here he is. Look, he's got that smiling face and his eyes look all happy. But maybe you're not feeling really good. So you might say, estoy más o menos. Yeah, that's if you're not feeling really good or really bad. But if you're feeling really bad, you might say, estoy mal. Oh, and look at the poor guy, his mouth, the sides of his mouth are turned down. His eyes look sad. Maybe he's sick or something just happened. Yeah, but espero que todos están bien. I hope that you are all feeling really good. That's right. Now, yeah. Well, okay, Paco, but we really have to be getting on with our lessons. Paco says that he has another question for you. Paco, what's your question?
¿Hablas español?
Ah, hablas español. Aha. Do you remember how to answer that question? If somebody asks you, ¿hablas español? They say, do you speak Spanish? You remember that you say, sí, un poco. Can everyone say that? Sí, un poco. Muy bien. Well, Paco, thank you very much for your help today. You've done a wonderful job.
Adiós!
Adios. Now, last lesson, we reviewed the family members and we talked about some other family relationships in Spanish. Let's see how well you remember those right now. Okay, you remember that the father of the family, your dad or your pop, you might call him, in Spanish is el papá. Repitan, el papá. And who's this? Ah, the mother or mom. Y en español, la mamá. Can everybody say that? La mama. Then we talked about the sister of the family. Okay, the sister is la hermana. Can everyone say that? La hermana. Like air, right? Hermana. And the brother of the family is called el hermano. El hermano. Okay, does everybody have that? Very good. Well, we also talked about your father has a father and your mother has a father. And in English, they're called your grandfather, right? Y en español es el abuelo. Can everyone say that? El abuelo. And then your father has a mother and your mother has a mother. She's your grandmother. Y en español es la abuela. Can everybody say that? La abuela. But those aren't all of the family relationships, are they? No, of course not. Can you guys come up with some more in your classroom? Now, if you want to put me on pause and talk about it, teachers, I don't mind a bit. Go ahead and put me on pause and see if you guys can come up with some more relationships. Well, here are some of the other relationships that I thought of. Your mother or your father may have a brother, right? In English, we call him your uncle. In Spanish, he's called el tío. Can everybody say that? El tío. All right, very good. Your mother may have a sister, or your father may have a sister. Do you know what she's called in English? Your aunt, right? Your aunt. Well, in Spanish, she's called la tía. Can you say that? La tía. Okay. Well, now what if your uncle and aunt have children? They'd be your cousins, right? Well, if your cousin is a boy, he's called el primo. Can you say that? El primo. Okay. But if your cousin is a girl, in Spanish, she's called la prima. Can you say that? La prima. All right. Well, very good. Remember that we talked about how to ask the name of your family members. Remember? ¿Cómo se llama tu? And then we can put in the name of any relationship. We could say mamá, papá, hermano, hermana, any of those. Well, I hope that you remember that to answer that question, like if someone asks you, ¿Cómo se llama tu mamá? You'd answer by saying, se llama, and then say the person's name. Okay, can everybody say that? Se llama. Okay. Now you can practice that with your classmates or with family members if you want. And teachers, this is something that you can go over with your students if you have a minute to fill before lunch or at the end of the day. Another good way to review the family members is with the song that we sang during our last class. Let's sing it again right now, and I want to see how many of the family members that we've talked about you can recognize in this song. Okay? And see if you can sing it along with me if you get a chance. It has a lot of repetition that should make it kind of easy. Quiero mucho a mi familia me quiere mucho a mí. Quiero mucho a mi familia me quiere mucho a mí. Mi mamá me quiere mucho, mami, te quiero mucho a ti. Mi papá me quiere mucho, papi, te quiero mucho a ti. Mi hermano me quiere mucho, mucho. Hermano, te quiero mucho a ti. Mi hermana me quiere mucho. Hermana, te quiero mucho a ti. Mis abuelos, mis tíos, mis primos me quieren mucho a mí. Quiero mucho a mi familia. Mi familia me quiere mucho a mí. All right. Y aquí está la familia. I tell you what, right now, I'd like for all of you to review the family members once again with this video and see if you can say the names of all of the relationships along with the video. And I always tell you to pay attention and to repeat. So, ahora, presten atención y repitan todos.
Hola, me llamo Juan Fernández. Yo soy el papá de Consuelo y Raúl.
Hola, me llamo Julia Gómez de Fernández. Yo soy la mamá de Consuelo y Raúl.
Hola, me llamo Raúl. Yo soy el hermano de Consuelo.
Hola, me llamo Consuelo. Yo soy la hermana de Raúl.
Hola, me llamo José Fernández. Yo soy el abuelo.
Hola, me llamo María Castillo de Fernández. Yo soy la abuela.
Hola, me llamo Jorge Sosa. Yo soy el tío de Raúl y Consuelo.
Hola, me llamo Berta Fernández de Sosa. Yo soy la tía de Raúl y Consuelo.
Hola, me llamo Gilberto. Yo soy el primo de Raúl y Consuelo.
Hola, me llamo Katy. Yo soy la prima de Raúl y Consuelo.
All right. You're all doing a wonderful job. I think I even heard some of you guys repeating. That's terrific. Well, I tell you what, let's quickly review the family relationships with the activity sheet for today's lesson. It's called Toda la Familia, or the whole family. Go ahead and write your name up at the top. Me llamo Roberto. Me llamo Roberto. That's me. Now, the instructions say match the family member to the family member name. So here we see the different people. This boy and this man. And over here we see the names. Everyone repeat after me, okay? La mamá. La hermana. El papá. El hermano. Okay, well, let's go up here and see if we can start off. Now, you can do this in one of two ways. You can look at the picture and say, oh, I know who that is. Or you can look over here at the name and say, which one is this? Let's go ahead and start over here. La mamá. La mamá. Which of the people over here is la mamá? Is this la mamá? Yes or no? No. Is this la mamá? Yes or no? No. Is this la mamá? Yes or no? Yes. How do you say that in Spanish? Sí. So draw a line from her to la mamá. La hermana. La hermana. Is this la hermana? Sí o no? Sí. Yes, she is. So you're going to go ahead and draw a line from her over to here. El papá. El papá. ¿Es este el papá? ¿Sí o no? No. ¿Es este el papá? ¿Sí o no? Sí. Yeah. Aquí está el papá. So you draw a line like that. El hermano. Well, we only have one left on this page, so we know that we're going to draw a line like that. Okay. And that's the first page. There's a second page to this activity sheet also that continues with the other family members who we've been looking at. Repitan, el tío, el primo, la tía, la prima, la abuela, el abuelo. Well, this time I'm going to do it this way. Who is this man here? Is he the uncle, the cousin, the aunt, the grandfather? He's the grandfather. Which one of these over here says grandfather? Ah, el abuelo. So go ahead and take and draw a line from the word el abuelo. Take it right up to him. He is el abuelo. This woman, is she the grandmother or the cousin or the aunt? She's the aunt. Which of these words over here would we use to describe her then? Oh, la tía. Ella es la tía. So go ahead and draw a line from the word la tía over to her. How about this word, this guy here? Is he the uncle or the cousin? He's pretty young, so he's probably the cousin. And how do you say that in Spanish? Do you remember? Here it is, right up here. El primo. So draw your line from him to the word el primo. And underneath him, that's probably his sister, isn't it? She's the girl cousin. Y en español es la prima. Oh, who's this here? Yeah, no, it's not Barbara Bush. It is la abuela, the grandmother. We have one more down here. He's the uncle, that's right. And if we look, we'll see way up here are the words for el tío. Now, if you look at this, you'll see that all of the boys have el in front of their names, and all of the girls have la in front of their titles. And all of the girl titles end with the letter A, and all of the boy titles end with the letter O. And that happens in Spanish. El primo, la prima. El, O, if it's a boy. La, a, if it's a girl. And you can use these activity sheets to kind of help you go over activities like ¿Cómo se llama tu tío? You can use them to get some of the words off of like that. Okay, teachers? Ahora es hora de la despedida. Remember to keep practicing your Spanish. And let's go ahead and sing our canción de despedida, or as we say in English, our goodbye song. Ahora, canten conmigo. Adiós, queridos amigos, que les vaya muy, muy bien. Adiós, queridos amigos, y cuídense también. Until our next class. Adiós, hasta luego.